Morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. It is Thankful Thursday, and we made it to Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great week. Look forward to tomorrow. Good Friday is tomorrow. Look forward to hearing all the great things happening in y'all's world. I am clearly back, and first workout since being back from Puerto Rico. And man, reentry is a doozy, specifically working out when you haven't done it. So friendly reminder, make sure that y'all are pouring into yourself. You need that more than ever right now. So in order to protect your mindset, make sure you get out and get into activity, and all the things. So, hey, I wanted to talk about this today, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but I was actually talking to a guy that has an inside sales team yesterday. He's a lot like me, just willing to pick up the phone and make calls, not obviously afraid of the phone, and sees it as like a huge opportunity to make money. He's just like, hey, just go do the thing and you'll win. And honestly, y'all, that's my philosophy. Instead of overthinking it, I would rather fail a little bit and learn from it than stall, right? Like, I believe that stalling right now is going to do more damage than just going forward and figuring it out. And so, because I think speed in this highly driven tech world that we live in AI, I think you gotta move, and you gotta move fast, and you gotta adopt quickly. But all that to say is, it led me to think he was talking about how he was on Kristen Cole's team, and they're a very large team out of, I think she started out of Alaska, now she's in Arizona. When I mean large, she's like, I think in the top 10 of all megas in the entire Keller Williams network. But he was talking about the team, and their number one requirement is sphere of influence. Like, they didn't talk about leads, they didn't talk about appointments. All they talked about was sphere of influence. And I hear people say this all the time. Well, I don't want to call my sphere. I don't want to bother them, making all the different excuses, because they just, they're not wanting to pick up the phone and get into relationship. And I was like, how can we make this a little simpler for people? Because, he's talking about this, and the reality is he had a lot of success on reconnecting with his sphere, but it, to me, was just like, all right, that's his niche. And Scott and I talk about this all the time. The riches are in the niches. And so what I find with real estate agents in general is we like to create work for ourselves instead of dialing into a niche or a network. And that's why a lot of people say your network is your net worth. Well, riches are in niches. And so instead of us recreating the wheel in all these different spaces, what if you already have something right in front of you and you just haven't figured out how to monetize, and how to set appointments and create more relationships in that space? So I just thought about this. It's like, I think a lot of us, we invest in things, we buy things, we do everything but go get into a relationship with people. And so I would encourage y'all to really narrow down, like, if it's going to be sphere of influence and you're not going to call them, cool. Do a monthly event where you invite them to come to a real estate meetup somewhere fun, and then you can give them a ticket to something, I don't know, to get an appetizer or to get a cocktail or to go, I don't know, just go to the park. But if you're not going to call them, then make it an event. And then if you're not willing to call them and you've got an event, then add that group to social media and create a Facebook group where you're pouring into that group. Hey, home equity reports just came out. I just sent you the Go Home Hub. Hey, if you have any questions, interest rates just went down or went up. We just talked about creative financing. So take a niche, stick them in a social media group, and do an event once a month. And if you're not going to call them, then that's a great way that you can do it in one fell swoop. But instead of us trying to create multiple niches, what if you only had two and you went super deep into the relationship with them instead of us trying to go cast this wide net of a bunch of people we don't know? So those that work in network. So Sandretta, you work military network and you do it at a very high level, and your name is being posted on forums because of it. Those of us that can go after financial advisors, Do you have a list of every financial advisor in town? And how can you work with their clients? I don't care what it is. It could be your sphere of influence. It could be attorneys. It could be family planning, estate planning, whatever your thing is that you enjoy doing. What if you only did that one thing? Like, what if you only did that one group for the next 6 months and you didn't invest or buy one thing and you just decided, hey, I'm going to be purposeful about this group of people for the next 6 months? What do you think that would do for your business? This guy was doing 30 deals from his sphere. First year in the business.
Blow it up. It will blow your business.
It would blow your business up because you're only focused on one thing. And we just get thrown so many different things. And I don't think it's that we don't intend to build relationships, y'all, or we don't intend to make calls. I think what we naturally do is get in the habit. And I think it's not a great habit of trying to do too many things instead of gaining mastery over one thing. Right? And so instead of trying to conquer the entire Memphis market, what if you found one niche and you ran in that lane?
I had on so yesterday. You turned it down for 25. So I said I could have sworn.
Hey, somebody's needs to mute. I don't know who it is. I'm sorry, I can't see. So, all that to say is, I want to make sure. I think it's Is it Latoya? Or somebody's not on mute. Yeah, she's on mute now. I want y'all to get really clear on what is your niche. So instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to go do all the things, I'd love for y'all to really get clear on, if you want to become rich, then you better define your niche. And if you want a net worth, then you better go find your network, which is a niche. So I just thought it was really interesting yesterday. I'm like, the jack of all trades is a master of none. I don't think we talk about this enough. And I think what happens is we all get to going in 5,000 different directions, and then we find ourselves in a place that we never intended to end up. We don't have to have.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Sarah, I wanted to say something on that. I keep the MRE, Millionaire Real Estate book by my study area, and I opened it up to lead gen again, and it was talking about the 80-20, and they talked about that in bold, and that's basically what you're saying too. And I can say, for sure, you get busy with all the things, and I've been doing great, but I'm finding myself pulling back into all the things, focusing on that 80%. So like today, I went ahead and I registered for a Keys Please, and I was like, you can't, you gotta outsource this stuff because it's pulling you away from your niche. It's pulling you away from focusing on that 20%. So I told my buyers today, I was like, hey, when do y'all want to see these? I found y'all these 2 houses. I'm going to set up somebody to show it to you, because that's saving me time so that I can pour into my 20%, which is going to give me the 80%. So back to what you're saying is just focusing on that 20% and not doing all the things with the 80, because the 80 is going to yield you nothing.
Well, and I think too, there's 2 things I want to touch on there. Lead gen is relationship building and relationship management. Like, if you don't like the word lead gen, I'm a relationship builder. Like, I want to go, and I love y'all. We love to talk to people. Like, forget lead gen. I want to go build relationships. I want to go get back into relationship with people and truly know how I can serve them. Like, in general, just in life, not even in real estate, right? And so how can you do that and do it in a way that is fun, right, for you? And then, Sandretta, I think another thing you just said that I think a lot of y'all don't even realize, Keys Please. We have this service in our office, and it's called Keys, KEYZ, I think, please. If you are new, how many properties should you be previewing a week? 10. So if you are new, you can be a showing agent on Keys Please. That way you can set up showings for Sandretta's clients. If you're a seasoned agent, you can go on there and hire somebody to, quote unquote, go show a house. And then you can pay them through this little portal. And so it's a twofold. Number one, get you in your 20%, exactly what Sandretta is saying. Number two, the person that is newer can go and you can get a per door, fee for showing. But here's the thing. Here's the caveat. We are professionals, and if we're going to show the property, we best show up on time. We best show up prepared, right? And we want to make sure that we show the property the agent wants us to. So I would call Sandretta and say, hey, I've just picked up this showing. What are your expectations of me? How do you expect me to run through this property with them? And then that way, if y'all want to get hired again as a showing specialist, if you do that, everybody in the office is going to want you to go unlock doors for them. So I think there's two components here. There's building relationships, right? And then on the other side, there's servicing. When you first start out, you can service on Keys Please, i.e. go unlock doors for people. And then our top 20% folks on here and producers like Sandretta, how can you leverage that for more time to build more relationships? Somebody just said something in the chat. I can't read it. What does it say? I've been on Keys Please. There aren't many things going on. Yeah, it hasn't been going on because we haven't been talking about it. So I would encourage y'all to get on Facebook right after this and say, hey, let's all get back on Keys Please. Mississippi folks, I know you got a group me that is on fire. So y'all get on there and say, hey, need showing specialists, get on Keys Please. So that way we can fire it back up. All of these tech tools, y'all, are only going to be as good as y'all actually get on there and adopt them. And just so everybody knows, tech tools equals leverage. So, but all I have to say is I wanted just to do a friendly reminder today. Stop trying to do all the things. Go find the one thing that makes you happy, that builds relationships, and just go do that thing. And get all the other stuff off your plate, because it is not the thing that's going to bring you money. So riches are in the niches. Y'all have a blessed Thursday. Listen, it is Thankful Thursday, so you might as well call somebody and share gratitude, and then that is a contact. So y'all make it a good one, make it count. See y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.